Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Chris, and I'm here with Craig of No Egg Craig. We just watched Game Changers, which is a documentary film by James Cameron. It was in movie theaters. We saw it in the movie theaters tonight. Opening night premiere, but I think it's the only night they're showing it. Yeah. From what I understand.
I really hope it goes on Netflix. I'm sure it'll go on like Blu-ray.
It'll be somewhere. Maybe Redbox. Who knows?
Yeah.
Is Redbox still a thing?
I saw it the other day at Wegmans.
Okay, so Redbox still. So anyways, you guys should be able to see this hopefully in the near future. We're just going to kind of talk about it and give our
spoilers
review. But yeah, we're going to be telling spoilers. So if you guys want to see it without spoilers, plug your ears.
Just get the heck out.
It starts off following a UFC fighter, or a former UFC fighter, James Wilkes. And he talks about his journey, but he also goes on and it talks to other athletes that have pretty much broken records, world records.
I like that it like kind of followed this guy's journey of like learning about plant-based nutrition, but like along the way it showed a bunch of other athletes where like he was like learning from everybody else, which was like really cool.
And although I wouldn't say this is, depending on how you feel about your kids seeing certain things, this is probably not kid friendly.
Yeah.
There's really nothing said in this that kids haven't heard before. But I think this is geared more towards adults that are eating the standard American diet pretty much.
I think like particularly young males, which I think is great because that's probably like the least likely, well, I'd say older males are probably like the least likely demographic, but like males just in general are less likely to go vegan because like most vegans are women, you know, it's sort of like more
There
feminine.
is that stereotype, and believe me, I've had the question many times asked to me how I feel about this and what I think of it, but basically the stigma that it's manly to eat meat, to consume meat, and they kind of break that stereotype down in a way where, I mean, the science is irrefutable. I mean, we have people like Arnold Schwarzenegger in here. I mean, he's like A-list, you know, Mr. Universe, former Mr. Universe Olympian, and talking about you don't need animal protein to build muscle. So, and they kind of go on to show the science behind the fact that humans are not carnivores, that our makeup, our teeth are meant to chew and break down plants, our digestive system, which this is kind of a little bit older science, but they talk about it. But they add a few more things that I've heard for the first time, like the fact that, you know, we don't make our own vitamin C, so that's something that we get from plants, and we need to eat plants to get that. Also, vision. We see things like animals will see things and kind of graze and stuff. They see something moving. Carnivorous animals, at least, like if they see like an animal that they're about to prey on and attack, they see it in those shades. But for us, we see colors, and we can differentiate fruits and vegetables that are ripe and stuff on plants, so we know what to. I mean, this is the evolutionary science behind it. But also, they talk a lot about, or a little bit at least, about soy, because soy always comes up as, oh, soy's got estrogen in it. And, you know, I always, because I can give you guys all the information I want, but I'm not an expert. So I usually refer them to Dr. Greger, and they talk about the fact that phytoestrogen is not the same as estrogen. They follow different body, like Patrick Baboumian, who is, he broke the strongman records.
Like the
carrying
heaviest yoke ever carried.
Yeah, like almost like 12.
It's a vegan yoke, by the way.
1,200 pounds?
Yeah, it was like 1,224, I think.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Scott Jurek, who is a ultra runner, and he ran the Appalachian Trail in record time.
I knew that he did that. I actually didn't know that he was vegan, and I also didn't know that he like tore his quadricep like partway through it, and he just kept trucking through. I was like, what the hell?
So a lot of these athletes were talking about performance, and then the science behind that was the meat and dairy kind of destroys your endothelial. It destroys your blood flow. It causes atherosclerosis, and that is you don't have as quick recovery time because blood vessels are being blocked and stuff like that.
But you can't get as much nutrients like your muscles to recover quickly.
Right, and when you're eating all plants, your arteries and your veins are more open, your endothelium is healthier, it gives you better recovery times, and it's showing it in, I forget her name, what was her name? Was it
Dottie or names?
Dodge? I forget her name, but she's an Olympian
track cyclist.
And she's the oldest ever in her entire sport to win the gold medal when she was 39 years old.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And bodybuilders, a lot of bodybuilders in there that haven't, a couple of them haven't eaten meat ever, and they're building muscle. Their testosterone levels are good. The doctors did that experiment with the athletes for erectile in their sleep, and when they ate meat, it was less, a lot less, and less infrequent than when they were eating healthy plants.
They just had like stronger erections more often.
Yeah. So you were right in saying like what your take on it was that it was geared more towards like men.
Yeah.
Because like we've been told ever since we grew up that we need our meat. We need to be masculine. We need to eat meat.
Yeah.
Meat makes you strong. Meat gives you protein. But it's very informative in a fun way. I think this is a very fun documentary.
I was honestly laughing the whole time. It was like definitely like the funniest documentary. It was just like very interesting the whole time, and I think that like people who maybe didn't want to necessarily see Cowspiracy or What the Health or Earthlings or something like that, I think they would have a lot of fun watching this documentary because it's just entertaining.
And it affects everyone.
Yeah.
The main guy, the Wilkes guy, he's talking about his dad, who is actually the same age as my dad, a product of his time, very stubborn and not wanting to eat healthier, but trying to get him to eat healthier.
Yeah, I mean, my dad was the last one of my family to go vegan, and he got off of his medications for blood pressure when he was in his 60s. You don't usually get off your medications when you're 60.
By the way, your dad doesn't look like he's in his 60s.
No, he doesn't act like it either. Like there's I've had this conversation maybe with you, but I've had a conversation with other people. Like there's people who are like 60 and they're old, and there's people who are 60 and they're young. Like it just depends on like how you treated your body.
They also showed and I think they did this in other documentaries too, but they when two of the test subjects ate like fried chicken and meat burger, and then the other one ate like the beans and everything, they did the centrifuge with their blood, and you could see cloudiness in the blood that's going through your blood.
Yeah, it's much thicker.
Yeah, every day, every time you eat something. And then the vegan, the blood serum was clear.
Yeah, it was just in one meal, which is like massive. Like you can notice, you'll have a difference in one meal.
The one thing that I don't know if you noticed this, but the one thing I also noticed is they don't say vegan at all, almost the entire documentary until the end. And I counted, they said it maybe 4 times. But then after it was over, there was another kind of thing that came out where they said vegan, like vegan. But I think they kind of cut that out. Like for some reason, vegan has for some people, they hear vegan and they think, oh, too extreme.
Yeah.
And they keep it plant-based. They keep it plant-based in the documentary. A few times they say it near the end. The guy with the rhinos, he says it, and then a few other people say it after that. But I did notice that, and I started counting. I'm like, but they're not saying vegan in here. They're only saying plant-based. But they go on to show so many athletes that are excelling in what they do.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're eating plant-based.
I didn't realize there were so many football players who were vegan.
Whole teams.
Yeah, well, I think there's 14 people on the Tennessee Titans team, which I never had a favorite football team. Well,
but now you do, right?
Yeah, now I do. So now I'm gonna be rooting for the Titans every time they're playing.
Eating some vegan burritos while there.
Yeah. And there was a place in England somewhere where they have like their whole stadium, they just sell vegan food at like their soccer games, which is like super cool. And they said in the beginning everyone was like so against it, they're like, you can't tell us what to eat, and then now their sales have tripled since making all vegan food. So I think the sales speak for themselves.
And James Cameron resonates something at the end that I've said several times in my live streams and stuff when people ask, well, what am I going to do? Like, I can't change anything. I'm just one person. And he kind of says the same thing. It's like a ripple effect. Yeah. Once you do something, even if you don't have like a big social media following and you don't think you can do anything, you still are doing something. Because if you are deciding yourself to eat a plant-based vegan diet, then the people around you are going to see that. You're going to have some kind of impact on your family or friends or your coworkers or whoever you're eating around. Somebody's going to ask questions eventually.
It's kind of like, I think of like veganism as like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
You go vegan, and then 2 of your friends go vegan, and then they get 2 friends to go vegan.
And it's like because of you, like thousands of people went vegan because of your inspiration from
join the pyramid
eating
scheme.
some delicious food.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, like, I went vegan. I got my mom to go vegan, then my dad to go vegan, my sister to go vegan, my friend Dylan to go vegan, and like so many other friends have tried to go vegan. Some of them are still vegan, some are not. But like, you would never. It's kind of hard to like think about that, like when you're just like, oh, well, I'm just one person. But if you really think about it, like if you start a new hobby, a lot of times you'll get your friends into that hobby. And same thing with like going vegan. Like a lot of times your friends will just be like, well, that looks cool, maybe I'll try it.
And I always say, don't ever come at them in a way where you're like trying to look down at them or judge or force. It's always about like helping people learn about their choices, education, inspiration, and just leading by example.
Yeah, because I mean, not that long ago, I was eating meat, I was eating dairy.
Yeah,
and I really like that. Like this documentary is like very approachable. Like, and the guy from the Titans who is vegan, he said that he does like the same thing. He's like, if someone has asked me a question, I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to like get mad at them. I'm going to answer their question, and like, you know, because again, he was there not that long ago. So like, you just got to remember that like, they're no different than when you were like a couple years ago.
Yeah, they're on their own journey, and you can be a pawn to help them out in the future.
Yeah, to be a pawn.
What else do we take from this movie?
That Kara's loud in the kitchen.
Kara, I thought you didn't want to be in this video. It's about 2 hours long. It's a little bit less than 2 hours, and if you are able to watch the extras, which I'm sure they'll put them in the Netflix if they do it. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know, but maybe it was just for the premiere that we did. But that's cool because there's a lot of good stuff in that too. But I think overall it was 2 thumbs up for me. I think it was a good documentary. What do you think?
It's definitely my new favorite vegan documentary. It was just, like I said, it was just hilarious. I love comedy, so like it was hilarious. It was like really entertaining, and like I think it really just hit the nail on the head. And I think a lot of people are gonna go vegan because of this. So I'm just really excited about it.
I think when I recommend documentaries from people from now on, this is gonna be definitely one of the ones I recommend. Yeah. It's a fun 2 hours. So and it's very informative, and you can watch it with your friends, your family, your mom and dad, your kids. Well, nope, don't watch it with your kids.
Well, if the only thing is it's just swearing.
Yeah.
And like that's about it. And like I actually really liked that they had like a lot of swearing, because it was like there was certain things that they said that was like it was only funny because they swore.
And they showed they showed some UFC fighters too, like some like Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor. These are some of the top athletes in the world having to go. Some of them have to go 25 minutes of cardio in a ring, in an octagon. So
that's like the hardest cardio you can do.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, definitely go check this out if you have a chance to do it, and let me know if you've already seen it tonight. I'm gonna try to put this video up as soon as possible. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it, and that's it. Go check out Craig at No Egg Craig, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Hit that little bell.
Smash that like button.
Smash it.
Turn on the post notifications and subscribe.
We already said subscribe.
And subscribe again.
But don't make it unsubscribe.
Don't
subscribe again.
Don't subscribe 2 times. You can subscribe an odd amount of times. But if you do an even amount,
then you just basically told them to unsubscribe. Damn it. Anyway, guys, we'll see you later. Watch out for zombies.